Right. Thank you so much, Shayun and Alexander, for sharing those absolutely beautiful stories with us. And what an inspiring story, really. Now, ladies and gentlemen, to talk about her personal experience at Miss Universe, please welcome to the stage Miss Universe Egypt, Logina Sala. Ladies and gentlemen, a round of applause for Logina.
Hello, everyone. Hi. This is Lujaina Salah, your new Miss Universe Egypt and Miss Universe semi-finalist. So today my speech is about my journey towards Miss Universe Egypt and towards Miss Universe. And my journey in general, I'll tell you how I got inspired having the new title. So first of all, I'm a 34 years old mom who wasn't eligible to join a pageant. Pageantry was always on my mind, but I never thought I would join because I wasn't eligible. And last year, they removed the restrictions. So I said, let me apply for Miss Universe Egypt. And when I first told my friends and family I'm joining, they were like, but you're a mother and you're like 34 years old. Don't you think this is too late? But I applied anyway, and we were 20 girls, and I went to Egypt, and I got into the pageant, and I won the title of Miss Universe Egypt, and now I have a second challenge, which is the biggest challenge. The biggest challenge of Miss Universe is that Egypt never ever had a placement. During 73 years, we won one time in 1952, which was Charlotte Wasfi, and we never got a placement afterwards, and we don't have any pageant fans. So when I first went to Miss Universe, I was so prepared. I got many outfits. I used to wake up 2 hours before and to prepare myself, prepare my hair, prepare my makeup. And then when I go to the lobby with the other pageant powerhouses like Philippines, like Colombia, like Venezuela, like Dominican Republic, all the reporters would like scream their names, and I feel like I'm there. I'm from Egypt. I'm Miss Universe Egypt, and I was trying so hard to make people see me. And then I got this strategy of let me prove myself, let me work very hard. I had very big challenges, and one of my biggest challenges was that I could not train Pasarella or the walk for the pageantry here in Dubai or back in Egypt because we don't have any academies. So I had to travel all the way to Philippines to do my national costume and to train my walk. And just to let you know, I'm the sole provider for my daughter, and I'm a single mom, so I have responsibilities. So I had to travel all the way to the Philippines to train for the walk and for my national costume. And I took everything and I traveled to Miss Universe trying so hard to tell the world, the universe rather, that we are here. Arab women are here. I feel like Arab women are underrepresented on a global stage. We're here, we're talented, we exist. So every day I used to wake up at 4:30 for your information, we sleep at 12:30 or 1 after we finish everything and prepare the outfit for the next day. So I made sure I wake up every day 2 hours to get myself prepared. And then by time, the reporters and the commentators for the pageantry couldn't let me pass by. They would, okay, Miss Egypt, can you stand up and pose for us? And I would stand and pose, and they would take pictures. I proved myself by insisting that we exist. I did not give up one day. And I was one of the first girls to be chosen by the most famous Mexican channel, Azteca, to have an international interview with them. And all who I had with me were Latinas. So I was there every day. Yes, I doubted myself sometimes, but I decided to go anyway. And when I stood on that global stage walking and proudly being myself as an Egyptian woman, as an Arab woman, as someone who wants to be seen after many years of unplacement, we did it, and I became a semi-finalist in Miss Universe, and the universe was screaming my name. I would see when they first said Egypt, and I walked that stage, I would hear the screams and the claps of the people that doesn't even know me, that is not from my region, but I made it happen because I had this dream in my heart that I wanted to be seen, and I wanted all Arab women to be seen, and it's never too late to achieve your dreams. And if someone told me now you would not be anything in Miss Universe, I would tell them that it's not true. You can be anything at any time, at any age you want. And here I am, Miss Universe Egypt. And let me tell you that my dream is far beyond the crown. My dream and the crown to me is always coming from inspiration and not validation. This is why it's just the beginning. The crown is just the beginning to a very long journey of inspiring the world, inspiring young girls to not give up on their dreams. And this is my advice to all young girls and women. Let's inspire and lift each other up instead of like comparing like a woman to a woman, because iron sharpens iron. Thank you very much for having me. Thank you so much. And if you have any question, thank you very much. Thank you. I'm super happy to be here today. I'm super happy because I have this time with you, and every girl and every woman is just an inspiration. Thank you so much. Yes, sure. The biggest challenge we have is that we are underrepresented on a global stage. We do double the effort just to be seen. We do double the, because you know what? I'm sad to say that, but I'm going to say it. The last people that supported me was from my region, because they didn't see the vision that I had. The last people who I had a couple of designers who supported me, but every designer, I would tell them, I want you to help me because I'm going to Miss Universe. I would see them go and help foreigners. I would see them go and give dresses to foreigners, but not us. We have to change that narrative, and we have to support each other, because if we stand by each other's back, we're very strong. But I would see that they are very ready to give dresses to a foreigner, like, for example, Miss Universe, if she's coming from not the region, rather than me. And that hurt me a lot, but I decided not to give up, just to prove myself. Any other question? Thank you. Yes, Vic. Honestly, at my lowest points, which was there in the competition when I did all the effort, but I wasn't seen at all, like I was passing by just another number, I never leave it to my motivation, because we're not motivated all the time. But the successful person is the person who works on their demotivated days as much as they work on their motivated days. So when you're demotivated, you remind yourself of why you started, and I just kept going. No, I'm not gonna give up. Today is the day where I'm gonna wear the best outfit, I'm gonna do the best makeup, I'm gonna do the best interview, I'm gonna do the best piece of content so they would see me. And at the end of the competition, everyone was screaming my name. It's because of me and not because of the team I had behind me or the powerhouse, because some countries, they are supported because they're coming from powerhouses, they have fans, but I created that myself, which made me more proud of who I am today. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you very much. Yeah, it's Africa. Let me say that the first runner-up is from Nigeria. Yes, I'm super proud of her. She's amazing. So yeah, thank you so much. Thank you.